Before seeing very significant table, let us see recent news in Israel. In a rare step, Attorney General Gali Baharav Miara announced Tuesday that she will not defend the appointment of Shas leader Aryeh Deri as Interior Minister and Health Minister in High Court of Justice proceedings in which petitions are seeking to annul his ministerial role because of his multiple past convictions. The decision amounts to a strong reprimand by the Attorney General to the government and demonstrators of strong opposition to Deri's appointment. So she wants to dismiss minister. I don't think that the state advisor can dismiss minister to fire him. No, in Israel you can do everything when you don't like Orthodox Jews. So let us see what the Torah, the Bible of creation, tells us about this woman. So let us see now the table. It is in Hebrew, but a few words. Now what you have here, there is a way, you can see on the side, it is in one book, Leviticus, and in few verses, in chapter 16 to Zion, and in few verses in 17. Altogether, there are 51 letters in. So let us see what we have here and why this very significant table. The first thing was a small area. Secondly, because I was looking for the verse which is the name of this lady, which is Miara Baharav. I could not come in one sentence, but you have a Miara Baharav. But the most interesting is that you have Miara crossing the Hebrew word Yoeset, advisor, Yoeset in female, Yoeset, Miara Yoeset, to whom? To the Memshala. You see here, very small skip of Memshala, governments. You have small skips of Memshala here. You have quite a small skip of Miara. Best meetings with Yoeset, which is the most important conditions for good, significant table. Then what you have more, which is really the most important, tell her about this lady, what she is, a hatred to Orthodox, to religion, to Torah. Like if you remember, this is what we see, what Professor Aviad Cohen, Professor of Law said, President of the Academic Center for the Gates of Science and Law. This is what he says, the Supreme Court, I mean, these are the same people, is against Judaism, and he cites an example, the Supreme Court decision allowing to bring bread to the Israeli hospitals during Passover. Up till now it was not allowed. People understood you can eat matzah instead. Why is it Orthodox Jews who sometimes have to be also in the hospital cannot be there because of this leavened bread? So this is exactly what we have attorneys and judges hating Jewish anti-Semitism. What we can do, the non-Jews, they enter learn from Jews. So what you have in the table, again, let us see clearly. So you have last meeting of Miara, advisor in the government, a very small thing. Then you have here Amalekite, because Amalekite doesn't mean only people to kill Jews physically. Amalek is somebody who is against religion, against Judaism. Our rabbis tell us that this is really people who are against the Torah. Definitely have to Amalek, because this Amalek means really a nation who want to dim, to lighten the darken the light of Judaism. This is the meaning of the Hebrew word Am, to dim. So you have Amalek, and Israel, you have such a thing, because you can in Israel you have people like Zahavi and like Lieberman who hates very strongly Orthodox and Jews and Torah, Judaism. But the most frightening appearance is when you have here the word Lilith. Lilith is an evil force, the mate of Samael, and she is in charge of lust. And this is exactly what in Israel, and you have this kind of thing, and it comes here. You see in Amalek and with Lilith, right? And Then, as I said, looking into all this small area in which you have Miara, the advisors in the government of Israel, and the evil forces, which is really... Now, the most interesting, you don't know English, but in fact, what you have here is when Jews rebelled against Moses and Aaron, they complained, there's no water, and so on, right? And, it was a very, very strong result to this quarrel, fighting, struggle with great rabbis, Moses and Aaron. This is something we have today, this the Supreme Court against the Torah, now, always think every court case, everything which have to do with religion are against. It is known. Those leftists are people of the Meretz. It is known. So it is unbelievable to see such a significant table, 51 letters. It will be 50 against the 50 gates of impurity. But this is the number that you have in these strips, and exactly in the right place. And as I said, we have the condition of good table, which is best meetings, and also those are quite minimal. Maybe not the first minimal, I think the second or the third one, but to have this exactly coming together with the advisors, with Miara, far away from being coincidence. And as you see yourself, that there are only few verses in one chapter and few in the other one. This is only 50 letters. Skip in this. So interesting and important, and hoping we know that one of the signs before Messiah is that the judges of Israel will be removed. Yeah? Like the famous prophecy of Isiah, Ve'ashiva shoftaich, I will restore your judges in the beginning, Ve'yotzayich, and the advisor, Kibatchila in the beginning. Exactly what we need. We need straight and honest people, honest judges, and this is what Isaiah said. This will be in the time Messiah. So hoping that now already we are on the way, because many feel that it is really hatred and enmity, and really which comes behind those decisions against Deri. Deri is one of the most talented men, helps so much, and Netanyahu himself said that he helps so much with the government, when there are all kinds of meetings, very clever man, no doubt righteous person, but he's a Sephardi, he's not Ashkenazi, and he's religious, and this is what the white people, not the white people, so the leftists, they hate, they don't want such people to rule, they want their people. So, interesting and very significant and relevant table to our time. When we see exactly, the professor, such great professor, said clearly that watching, he said himself that when he watched all these verdicts of the Supreme Court in Israel, clearly you could see the hatred against Torah. So interesting and important, and hoping this is really the sign that we are very, very near to the Messiah, as the prophecy of Isiah, Ve'ashiva shoftaich Rishonah, the first chapter, I will restore your judges in the beginning, and your advisors in the beginning will quickly be fulfilled, and happiness and joy will be to the whole world.